Hello there, and welcome to day 3 of the 5-day online marketing challenge. I am your host, Alicia J. of New VA Advice, and today we're going to be talking about how to actually make the connections with the target market that you've established online. So in day 2, we talked about doing online searches so that you can figure out where they hang out online, figure out what social media platforms they're on, and what groups they're in on those social media platforms. And you were working on narrowing it down to just a couple of places to be so that you don't feel overwhelmed with having to be on every social media platform. So now we're going to learn how to actually connect with those people that you've identified and those groups that you've identified online. This is basically my relationship marketing strategy. Okay, this is what I work with my one-on-one clients with and my group program clients with. We work very closely on this topic and customize it for them and their business. So I'm basically giving you this information for free today because I know that it works and I want you to be able to put it in place for yourself so that you can see that it works. So basically, this relationship marketing strategy is very much like being in a dating or marriage relationship with someone. When you first meet someone and you have that initial encounter, you don't propose right away and say, hey, you want to marry me? Right? I mean, it takes time to get to know that person. You may be friends first, you may go out with other people in a group, or you may date a number of times, and it takes you time to get to know each other to see if you're a good fit, right? So it's the same thing when it comes to creating relationships with people that you're meeting online. You need to build up to that know, like, and trust factor. So I'm going to give you my top tips on how to do that, what it really means, and break it down into steps for you. So the first thing would be to look at that list of groups that you've made. Say you've picked 2 platforms, let's say back with our real estate example, and you found a couple of groups in Facebook and LinkedIn that you wanted to get involved in. You want to be active in those groups. And what do I mean by that? You want to come in and be helpful and answer questions. You don't want to just come in and try to sell, or say, me, look at me. Hey, I'm a virtual assistant and this is what I do. Do you need help? I need clients. Do you want to hire me? That's too much. That's like asking someone to marry you on the first date, right? You need to take it a little bit slower than that. Think about how you can be of service to them in the group. How can you help them? How can you solve a problem? Look at the questions they're asking in the group. Do you know an answer to that? Or do you have a resource for that? Answer it. Be helpful. They're going to remember you for that, okay? So that's the first part of the process here. Then, after spending some time in those groups and being active and seeing who's in there and what kind of questions they're asking, you can start to create your own hit list, so to speak, or an interest list of particular people in that group that you know you'd be interested in working with. You can start doing some research on their site to see if they'd be a really good fit for you based on the type of services that they offer or whatever their business might be. So start creating a list of the people that you've found in that group. However it works for you to keep that list. If you're doing it in Evernote, if you're doing it on paper, if you're doing an Excel spreadsheet, if you're using some kind of contact management software, whatever works for you, that part is not the biggest part here. It's just use what you're going to be active using. I want you to do it, okay? So whatever you're most comfortable with. So you've spent some time in the group answering questions. You've made a list of an interest list for yourself of people you'd be interested in working with. The next thing you're going to do is, I'd mentioned in the last video about subscribing to their blogs if they have them. If they do, and I said that was great, and I would tell you today what to do with that information. So if they have blogs and you subscribe to the posts, then that's something that you will automatically get via email every time they write a new one, or if you've decided to subscribe to their RSS feed, you can be notified when they have a new post. Go in and share that post and make sure you tag them in a way that they know that you've shared the post. And see if there are any comments you can add to the comment sections that would be insightful. So not just, hey, great post here. You want to give it a little more meat than that. Can you add to the conversation? Can you make a point that wasn't made, or give an example of why you think it's something that works or doesn't work, or a point that they forgot. So you want to, that's how you want to deal with the blog post part of it. You share their posts and tag them and leave insightful comments on those posts. Okay. Now continue looking at this interest list you've made and follow them other places on social media where you've decided to be involved. Share their posts that they're sharing and make sure you tag them so that they see that you're sharing them. Okay, so at this point now we've gotten involved in groups, we're answering their questions. You've made a list of people you're interested in working with. You're now sharing their things online and tagging them so that they can see that you're doing that. Okay, so these are all ways to get on their radar, and that's what you want. After some time, when you have effectively established that you are on their radar and that this is someone you'd be interested in working with, you take the next step of reaching out to them. It can be via private message, for example, in LinkedIn or Facebook, or if they have a contact page on their website where you can leave a little message and submit to the owner of the site. And here's what you're going to want to say in that. I'm going to give you kind of a template, so to speak, to use. So start out by introducing yourself and saying how you know each other, because you don't want it to come off as a completely cold introduction. You could say, I'm in XYZ group with you. Tell them what you like about the group. Tell them what you like about what they do in their business, or why you were attracted to them and their business and why you're contacting them. Okay, so how you know each other, what you like about what they do, and then mention that you love to help that industry get XYZ result. Tell them what you've done for other clients to get a particular result. And then tell them that you would love to reach out and just have a chat with them to talk about if there's any way that you could help them advance their business. Okay, so it doesn't have to be something big and complicated, but it should be personal, and it shouldn't be really sell, sell, sell. You're making that connection. You're just being honest that you would love to connect with them and talk more about ways that you can help them in their business. Okay, so that's your kind of template for reaching out by email once you've established a connection with these people online and in the groups. So your action step today is to come into the Virtual Assistant Empowerment group, find the Day 3 thread, and tell us that you're becoming active in those groups. Because I can't ask you to come in today and tell me your interest list and tell me how many people you've emailed, right? Because I just explained to you this is a process, right? It takes time. You need to give it some time to work, just like a real relationship. You can't go in and just jump at people right away, and it's going to turn them off. So I want you to do it in a way that is beneficial to you and the person, that they're going to be able to connect with you and see the real you and realize how helpful you are to their business. Okay, so that's why today's action step is really just to tell us that you've worked on that list and tell us that you're getting active, that you've answered so many questions today, or you went in and you did some research. Or you could even, if you felt that you'd be ready for that step, craft the template email that you're going to send to someone when you find that person on your interest list. So this is another way of kind of putting out there what you want in return, right? You don't need to have it down word for word, but it's really nice if you craft a template for yourself that you can plug in pieces later and personalize it, so you're not reinventing the wheel every time. So maybe that's something that you're ready to do and you want to get some feedback on that. So those are your possible action steps for Day 3. Come into the Virtual Assistant Empowerment Facebook group for the Day 3 thread and let me know. Tell me thoughts or opinions on this relationship marketing strategy. Tell me if you're feeling stuck. Tell me if you're already doing these things and how they're working out for you. I would love to hear from you. So tomorrow is Day 4. And I will be coming back to you with another video, and I'm going to give you in that one my personal secret weapon for online marketing. It is one of my favorite marketing tactics besides this relationship marketing strategy. It's my other favorite thing to do online to get clients. So stay tuned. I will be back with you tomorrow to give you my online marketing secret weapon. Have a great day.